Manuel Mantecas Medina.
Johnny, Manuel, por favor. All right, gentlemen, you're giving your instructions, both in Spanish and English, at the weigh-in. Please obey my commands, respect the bell, and above all, protect yourself at all times. Comprende todo? ¿Está bien? Ready to go, Johnny? Touch him up. Okay, guys.
Johnny.
In his prime, Johnny Tapia was a dominant and dazzling bantamweight. Can he, at the age of 35, move up to featherweight against a solid pro like Medina?
And imagine this about Medina. Tapia at 35 is a good 4 years older than Manuel Medina. But Medina had 20 professional fights before Tapia ever professionally laced on a glove. Medina had 6 professional fights before his 15th birthday.
That's very common in Mexico. There are a lot of, that's why they don't have so many great amateur fighters, because the kids don't wait to be great amateur fighters. They turn professional because they need the money.
Or in the case of Marco Antonio Barrera, just because they want to go ahead and turn pro. He was a pro at 15, didn't need the money at all.
Right here, Tapia is trying to show Medina that he is just as strong as him, taking the fight to him.
Well, I don't think the weight is going to hurt Tapia. I think he's always been struggling to make weight. I know personally when he was with me up at Big Bear training at my gym, he was walking around about 150 pounds, and that was 4 years ago.
Manuel Medina has, by the standard of the sport, almost no punching power. 60 wins, 27 knockouts, most of them via attrition rather than the big blow. But he keeps his hands on you and throws a lot of punches and fights a wiry, difficult style to deal with.
Stay up, Johnny. Stay up, Johnny.
Paulie Ayala at 122, simply out-hustled as well as out-muscled Tapia. Medina has to try to do the same thing.
Medina doesn't have great punching power, but he's actually giving Tapia a lot of problems right now.
Tapia landing a right hand and a left hook to the body. Johnny wants to get to the body early to impose his strength on Medina. And Medina talks about wanting to go to the body as well. Both fighters have landed good blows there in this round. It's interesting. Later tonight, you're going to see Camille McLean coming in at 264 pounds and fighting an even larger Shannon Briggs. McLean says, go ahead.
At this stage right here, even though Tapia is coming in, I can see a definite reduction in his speed. You can see the weight has slowed him down somewhat. And even though he's landed a lot of big punches, Medina is steadily coming back, and that herky-jerky, busy style of his may be a big problem in the next few rounds.
The point I was going to make is that McLean lists among his 3 or 4 heroes in boxing Johnny Tapia because of the intensity. Even said that at the news conference the other day, he tried to say hello to Tapia and tell him how much he admires him, but Johnny was too wound up.
He hates the mouth is opening up to those body shots. Get that head in motion, a lot of feints with your hands, and keep digging that belly with both hands. Wear him out these early rounds. Your hand landing those hooks all day long. Keep popping with them. You can triple them up, triple them up. Deep breath. One more.
Cuerpo adentro, porque nos perjudicamos, ¿me entendiste? Jab, jab y cinta, derechazo recto. Cambios de paso en las cuerdas. Agarra la distancia de frente con él, le haces la finta, te jalas para atrás y lo canteas. Porque es lo que está tratando, pegarte con el derechazo por arriba.
You have to throw the right hand over the top.
Es puro boxeo, poco a
This is pure boxing, pure boxing.
Spanish in the corner of Manuel Medina. You heard interpreter Hector
Great
Garcia.
right hand right there by Tapia. He was shifting to his left as he threw the right hand. But the way that Medina moves his body is very difficult to put 2 or 3 punches together.
Johnny Tapia is wound so tight, Jim, that if he were a golf ball, you'd hit him 800 yards.
He'd be illegal even by modern standards. CompuBox numbers in round one. Tapia 19 out of 67. That's a very Johnny Tapia type round. Medina 20 out of 114. Threw 114 punches. Missed 94 of them by CompuBox estimate. Hard right hand to the body by Medina. Tapia right back with a left of his own. Left hook upstairs by Johnny Tapia, caught the point of Medina's chin.
Medina's a very busy fighter, but oftentimes he doesn't move his head. He makes sure 3 or 4 punches and his head stays in the same position, which means he's very particularly vulnerable for that overhand right of Tapia's.
Step.
Several years ago,
Excellent.
Medina gave the biggest of all featherweight punches, Prince Nassim Hamed, some difficulty for 10 rounds before Hamed found him with a left in the 11th and starched him.
Well, Hamed, one of the greatest punchers in the featherweight history. In particular, at that time, no one knew what to expect from him. He was a big mystery when you went over there to fight him. But once he came to America, and everyone figured him out and was looking out for his right uppercut and his off-the-wall punches, it really made it very difficult for him after the Kevin Kelly fight. Most of his fight became very rough then.
And Medina, perhaps flattering himself, says he believes that Marco Antonio Barrera copied from his first 10 rounds against Tapia the plan that he ultimately used to defeat Tapia last year. That may be a bit of a stretch.
Medina is not letting Tapia take over the fight. As much as Tapia has shown that he would like to, Medina's coming right back in his face.
Yes, he is.
An opponent may say to himself, well, it's impossible for Manuel Medina to fight that energetically for 12 full rounds. But he's done it throughout his career.
That is what he's known for. He doesn't have the best punching power, and he's not that difficult to hit, but he basically just wins fights by outworking his opponents.
Johnny Tapia trying to make money with the left hook, digging to Medina's body as round 2 comes to a close. Each Thursday night on HBO, look for On the Record with Bob Costas. Each week, Bob visits with celebrities from the entertainment industry as well as the biggest stars in the world of sports.
I always tell kids, hey, please get your education. Please get your education. Then I say, unless you can get 20 points and 10 rebounds.
Among next week's guests, Don King and Bernie Mac.
Hazme un favor, no trabajes la derecha y dejes el cuerpo adentro, ¿me entendiste?
Don't leave your body inside and keep working that right hand. When he comes, stand in front of him and taunt him. And use that left hand. You just stand. Hit straight to the chest.
5 to that body. 4 and 5.
I love you, Jay.
All right, here we go. Look at you. 4 and 5.
Medina says the reason he has never been as popular as the other top Mexican featherweights is that he doesn't have what he calls a commercial style. He says he has about 15 fans in Mexico, but he's a busy fighter who knows his profession.
Then, amusingly, to add to that, the man who promotes him sits in the meeting and says, well, of course, another reason Medina isn't as popular as the other Mexican fighters is he's not promoted by one of the big promoters. An amazing admission on the part of Medina's own promoter. And accurate, too.
Medina hasn't sustained a real good long winning streak neither in his career, neither. That's been another big factor.
He's got 11 losses, yes, dotted in there among the 60 wins.
But it's interesting, the last time that he's fought in a home base was in '96, the last time he fought in Mexico. Since then, he's been continually fighting in everybody else's hometown.
Don't punch. Very good. Let him out, John. Let him out. Very good.
Now you can see that Tapia is doing more of the backing up.
Medina's picking it up, and when they get in close a lot, Medina will actually turn his right side inside so he can keep Tapia from coming back with a good left hook to the body.
Tapia on the attack now.
Chopping right hand inside by Johnny Tapia.
Good, very good.
Good, brisk action. Two professional prize fighters know their trade.
Tapia trying to dig the left hook to the body. Medina backs up, hops in, flurries, 3 or 4 punches at a time, then bounces back away. Tapia tries to go find Medina and then backs up and says, "I'll wait for you to come to me." They trade left hooks.
Tapia is huffing and puffing very early. It's the first time I've ever saw him doing that in this stage of a fight.
Carrying 8 more pounds than has been the case throughout most of his career.
And even though Medina's not a big puncher, I saw Tapia hit more tonight than I've ever saw him, including the 2 losses with.
And I think Medina's stunned him a couple of times, even though he's not a very big puncher.
Well, he's getting his attention, that's for sure.
No.
Very nice. Very nice. Now look, you're making him miss. Who feels slow? Listen to me. Your arms aren't slow. Don't try to load up so much. Let them go fluid, nice and fluid. Let those hands go fluid, all right? Don't try to look for hard shots. Try to punch into his punches and then look for the body. He's trying to hang on to you when he gets close. Keep those hands free and work to the body.
You gotta turn it on.
Turn it on, baby. Don't let him try to out-hustle you. Punch.
You throw the body. You have to throw the body. He's only trying to taunt you. He's only taunting you. Don't fight with him. You don't have the need to fight with him. Just box him. When you throw, you have to keep the rhythm. Keep that rhythm going.
When Tapia says he feels that he's slow,